had the concept of an idea. Uh, Andrew, like I think I'm a pretty humble guy,
I would say
right?
so, yeah.
Civic minded, right? I help my neighbor.
You help your
I
neighbor
shovel other
singular,
people's.
not like your neighbors, like, because I think it's about like helping your neighbors as a concept. It's not just, I mean, I guess it's good because like a lot of people would say they help their neighbors, but would never like, I don't know who my neighbor is.
Yeah. No, I meant actually singular, and just the one. The other can go fuck
That's
himself.
fair, yeah.
Yeah. Um, but my point is, I was kind of straightening up the house yesterday, and I came across. Uh, I have like a stack of unpaid parking tickets, from
Are you
from
sure
the
you want
street
to admit to
sweeping
this on the
issue.
air?
Well, no, because what I'm making a stand, right? Because 6 months out of the year, I can't park on the street for one day of the month. I have to park somewhere else because of street sweeping, right?
Okay. Yeah, no, of course.
But I move the Jeep, I move my car, and then there's no street sweeping. So I stop moving the car,
Oh, of course,
and
they're not
now
going
I
to
set
sweep the
my
suite.
ticket. You know what?
If they don't sweep the street, don't move the Jeep.
Exactly.
You don't.
It's
Why would you
part
move a
of
Jeep for an unswept street?
exactly. It's part of Rousseau's social contract,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
Like he wrote specifically about if there's a sign that says no parking, street sweeping, if there is no street sweeping, there is parking,
Null and void.
right?
No,
Like
unironically, this is
right.
like definitionally the social contract. Is like they give you a reason why you can't do something, and then they're not fulfilling
Right.
their end of that obligation. I would assume that like, oh, that's an old sign.
Well, right.
Charitably,
But
I would assume
well,
that's an old sign, and they don't do that anymore because of fucking
uh
Reaganomics.
right. But no, they'll ticket me. The stupid the little like Denver parking services Jeep with the left hand drive or the right hand drive. It's like a mail truck where the guy sits in the other seat while
Yeah,
he's driving, so he can just pull up and put tickets.
drive
They don't
by.
put them under your, yeah. Um, but no, I realized I have like a stack of them that
Have they ever
I've
come for you?
accumulated and have not paid. No, you know what? And I fucking dare them. I dare them
How
to come
much
for
money
me.
would you say you owe? Not including fines. Like not including the fines for not paying the fine.
Not well. I think a single ticket's like $50, but if you don't pay it within a month, it turns into like 100.
All right. So let's count
Um,
them at 50 and then we'll double it for like the actual owed.
um, yeah, like 250, $300.
So you owe like $600.
I think so. Yeah, I didn't count them, but no, like at this point, I'm just making a stand. Like, no, if you're not going to street sweep, I'm not paying. I'm not paying this fucking
I just
ticket.
want to say I think that this country has had enough of 50-year-old white guys making a stand. I think that
No, you don't understand.
anyway, welcome to Underworld News Tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Andrew Michaels, of course, man of the people, and I am joined, as always, by my co-host,
Hmm.
newly minted sovereign citizen Jason Strong.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I have I in disgust, I ripped the license plates off the car and I just have the little cardboard like what is it? Citizen
Yeah, you
traveler.
got to do the fucking
Like
like magic words bullshit. Of like, no, those parking tickets are for
right.
Jason Strong. My name is Jason Strong. Period.
Right. Right. The only I only recognize the admiralty courts.
I
Denver
only
Municipal Court can fuck off.
try me in a naval court.
Exactly. Yeah,
Algerian military only. We're number 12 there.
that's right. Good luck finding an admiral court. What did I say? Admiralty court in fucking Denver.
Oh my god. Oh man, this is the last pre-election episode of the
Hmm.
show.
Hmm.
So if you're listening to this after the election, we don't know what happened.
Right. That's true. Yeah, I don't know. How you feeling about it? You feel you
So
you're usually what, natural law
I'm
party?
I am a staunch Prohibition Party member,
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah.
as we all know.
The the
Uh,
classics.
I want it because I'm trying to get my rum running business off the ground,
Sure.
and the problem
Yeah.
is it's actually really hard. Nobody wants to buy
Mhm.
bathtub gin when they could buy actual gin.
Right, when they can buy, like, Bombay Sapphire at the corner store.
Yeah, we
Yeah, they don't want the Andrew Michaels special with the fucking still you made with,
we're
the
oddly
Rubbermaid
competitive.
containers
We're
and
oddly competitive with Amstel Light. We are oddly competitive with Amstel Light, but
No, that makes sense, I can see that. Yeah,
but I'm saying we
yeah.
ban gin, then Underworld
Mhm,
News Tonight bathtub gin
mhm.
skyrockets.
Right.
But yeah, I gotta say,
Yeah.
I've been looking at polling. I've been looking at the Vegas odds. I've been looking at
Mhm.
the news. I've been reading analysis. I've been putting on my smart guy glasses,
Uh-huh.
and doesn't look good for Perot,
No. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna pull it off this year.
man.
Um, yeah. No, I'm a staunch bull moose guy. Yeah, I mean,
Oh yeah, of
you know
course.
that about me. Yeah. Um, no, seriously though, I've like betting on the presidential election. That seems fucking crazy, right?
You
Like, am
know,
I that seems like really
doesn't Wall
bad.
Street do it? Doesn't Wall Street do it every day, Jason?
Oh.
Isn't
Mm.
that see? I told you I put on the smart guy glasses.
No, that's true. Really makes me think.
But no, like, all right.
Yeah.
So here's the thing: it is morbid and it is dark. And I don't think that the betting markets, if you're asking me genuinely, like, who do I think is going to win? I do think it's a genuine toss up. I think Trump is marginally more likely to win than Harris, but I don't think it's that much. And I don't think that's a good
Mm.
thing. If people kind of can't get a sense of my views from listening to this show.
Right. Yeah.
But I think that while I'm hesitant to say that the betting odds are a better indicator than polls. I don't think they are. I think that there are a lot of
Mm.
ideological biases that go into online betting, especially right now.
Sure. You're
Um,
right.
at a moral level, while I think it's morbid, I don't necessarily think it's wrong or crazy to
Mm.
do it. Unless you, because I think that it is something that we've all been looking at information for a long time. We're all probably better qualified to have a sense of it than we do with sports.
Sure.
Like
Well,
I could probably more accurately bet on, let's say, I think like 2012 2008 was the first presidential election I paid attention to because I was like 13 and it was Obama and I was a weird kid who didn't
mhm,
have a lot of friends.
mhm.
um I like, if I were to be able to bet retroactively on like every one of those elections, if like without knowing what happened because my memory gets erased or
I was
better.
gonna say that'd be real
But
fucking easy.
but let's say I'm following the news. Like, I think I would succeed at a higher level of accuracy than I would betting on sports. And even if I followed
Sure.
sports more like seriously. And I think the degree of seriousness with which you have to follow sports is a lot more intense than a presidential election,
Yeah.
just as far as the amount of
Sure.
ambient noise.
No, no, no. That I get it that, and I don't. And then we'll get into dumb news.
Yeah, that'd be
I
good.
don't have necessarily. I don't have a moral problem like with gambling per se, but the idea that like
It's because it
you
affects
have an
people's
app,
lives.
you can well, and you can just do it from your phone anytime,
Oh yeah, in
anywhere.
general, like,
Like the ubiquity of it,
no, it's a
or the
problem.
ease of it, right? Feels a little
But
gross,
like, I
and
don't necessarily feel like it's a problem specifically for there to be odds on the presidential election. I think that
yeah,
the way that it bothers me is not like that, like it's a moral problem that this exists. I think that, like, when there's anything like that, you have to accept that it's going to exist. And as much as these are
sure,
real issues that affect people's lives, there are also going to be people
right,
who do view it as a game of odds and a sports game.
right,
And there
right,
is
sure,
that competition aspect. But I think that Obviously, when it comes to talking about this and why, one of the reasons we don't talk about politics very often on the show is these are also real
Mhm.
issues that affect people's lives and it's not fucking sports.
Right, right. How far away do you think we are from, given now you can do, political betting, how far away are we from, like, uh, having a fantasy, campaigns where you
Ooh.
where you draft, like, politicians, based on their stats, right?
Mhm.
Like, maybe you like, oh, I don't know, uh, I can't even bring myself to
So
say
like
maybe you
so
like
like
Vance. Right.
in a primary you would draft people from each field. You would only be able to do this in
Mm,
a year where there's not like a clear primary winner though, right?
mhm,
Because like this year Biden pretty clear was initially the nominee until it was Harris, and that was not a
mhm.
traditional primary. And Trump like was pretty clearly going to be the nominee. I don't think
Gonna
Haley won
be
any
the guy.
states, right? Um,
I don't
but like
yeah, that I don't
2016, you
remember.
could have done
Mhm,
this. 2020, even you could have done this with the
right.
Democratic.
Mhm,
I think
right.
there's too many factors that go into it, and the fact that you wouldn't be able to do it every single election would make it a problem.
But you could recruit you could build your little team, like, across party
Well,
lines,
yes, you
right?
could,
The same way your fantasy team, you can make, "Oh, I got a
in order
guy
for that to
from,
work, you would
the
need
Seahawks, the
two
guy from the
parties.
Bengals."
And
Yeah,
also because most presidential campaigns are like fizzle out shit shows. Like the vast
yeah.
majority of people who run for president win 0 states, get 0.5% in like the
Oh,
Iowa
yeah,
straw
right,
poll,
right,
and then fuck off to like be a professor of bumblefuck, whatever the fuck, at the
right,
University of Iowa.
right. No, no, of course.
Which
I
is
was
no
just making
insult
a
to our bumblefuck, whatever the fuck major listeners.
no. I mean, that was me. I'm from Bumblefuck. No, I was just making a dumb joke. Yes, of course, there's lots of reasons. Fucking nerd. Thanks for taking that.
Oh
All
man.
right.
Guess we should get started on our
Ready for
fucking
yeah,
podcast where we give you the weird, wacky, and wild news of the week. Such as dot dot dot.
this comes to us from the Independent, independent.co.uk.
Nice.
Uh,
All right, so hold
Andy
on. I
Richter.
feel like we have all these international sources, by the way, and I thought of this last week when we did the
We
Germany
do.
thing.
Uh-huh.
We don't set the
Mhm.
stage for our listeners, so we got to take them on a journey to because they're not
Okay.
in wherever they're listening now. Fair and jolly old London town, sir. Oh, you,
Yeah.
sir. You
Mhm.
over there. Hello, you, sir.
Fancy a spot of
Would
tea,
you care for a pie?
care for a scone.
I started smoking cigarettes at 7 years old.
I work at the textile mill. Wait, this now I feel like
that was
that's
like
not UK specific. That's
that was
more of
like
an
Mexican.
industrial aid, right?
That was like a
Wow,
Mexican
no.
accent.
That wasn't. That was sort of Cockney, I thought. That was
I
what I was aiming for. I wouldn't do a Mexican accent.
It's
Venezuelan, I'm much
problematic
better.
to do a Mexican accent on a podcast there, governor.
Yeah. Right.
All right.
Crikey.
Oh man.
Yeah. Okay. Uh Headline: Drunk animals far more common than previously thought, scientists say.
Nice. Good for them.
Well, yeah. This is a great story. Drinking alcohol may be far less of a human characteristic than previously thought, according to a new scientific paper arguing that ethanol consumption is widespread in the animal kingdom. While the stories of wild animals behaving in a drunken fashion after eating fermented fruits frequently make headlines, such behavior is mostly assumed to be rare and accidental.
Yeah, no, of course.
Which, yeah, right. However, ecologists have challenged this quote anthropocentric view in a new review of scientific papers published in the Trends in Ecology and Evolution journal. You subscribe to
Yeah, I
that,
read that
right?
every
Is
week.
that the
Yeah.
one you get?
Yeah, it's a bit
Mhm.
like the reading level is a bit low for me, to be honest.
Yeah. You prefer the what? Spider-Man comics?
Yeah, because they explain Madam Web and the interconnected nature of the various Spider-Men and fate and
Yeah.
shit.
Uh-huh. No, that makes sense. They argue that since ethanol is naturally present in nearly every ecosystem, it's likely consumed on a regular basis by animals that eat fruit and nectar.
All right.
And okay, here's a bet. Like, and then it says and then the sentence it's just gone. Like it's been redacted or something.
The-
Maybe there was something
Did
like
a fucking hammered lemur write this article?
right. Yeah, someone's been taking the ethanol.
No, that's crazy. I mean,
Uh,
I guess it makes sense because, like, have you ever watched like a nature documentary?
mhm,
Shit
yeah,
seems
yeah. I've
stressful.
seen one or two. It's real fucking stressful. Yeah.
Like, have you seen those? I think
No,
they're
no, I
turtles
get
or
it.
some shit that they get born like
Mhm.
on the beach and then immediately have to
Oh,
like
right.
sprint away because they're immediately like they spawn
Uh-huh.
at like level 10, you know?
Right. Right. And there's like, yeah, that's crazy because there'll be like 10 million that are born and they got to make a run for it. And then there's like seven that make it out into the open ocean and get to grow up. Like,
Yeah,
what a
every
fucked up
wild
way to
animal
live,
has
man.
PTSD.
Absolutely. Like, there's no, right. Like, yeah, I can't imagine, dude. I mean, I'm a human and I'm hammered most of the time,
Oh, exactly. And that we
but I
love you
can't
for it.
imagine. Right. Right. Yeah, being a fucking macaque or something, and like if you can't set foot on the forest floor because the leopard's gonna swoop in and like, man,
Have you seen the videos of
no, I get it.
Maxwell the cat?
I don't think so. Who's
Maxwell the
Maxwell?
cat is a cat. I think a feral cat that lives in a
Okay.
but might be owned that lives in like a bad neighborhood. Like
Okay.
I don't know where they're filming these videos, but like every street corner I see, I'm like, you're gonna get killed. And he just
Mhm.
goes around beating the shit out of other cats. Like with a GoPro
Yeah.
on his head, so you see the whole thing. He runs around
Really?
like cornering other cats and like punching them in the face and then running away. That is the least stressful thing
That's
you deal with. And Maxwell the cat
yeah.
is straight edge. Maxwell the cat, you never see him drink. So what I'm saying is
Right.
like, thank God some of these animals are hammered.
Mhm. Right, who knows what they'd get up to otherwise.
The one thing that makes me nervous though is like animals can get hammered. We know that.
Mhm.
We also
Yep.
know orangutans can drive.
Okay.
I saw a video of one driving a golf cart once.
Okay. No, that tracks. I
So
mean, I didn't doubt they're capable. I was just waiting to see where like
so I
what evidence you like
yeah.
what you're referring to
So
specifically, but maybe fly a
yeah.
plane. Who knows? We haven't tried.
So I guess what I'm saying is these animals are drinking and orangutans can drive. I think every orangutan, we need to check if they're good enough at drinking to handle the keys.
Mhm. Like if they can hold their fermented fruit
Yeah, because like
ethanol.
some of them it probably makes a better driver.
Yeah. No, I believe that.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah.
Got to steady the hand a little bit. Like Sully.
Exactly. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Was Sully even
Yeah. You
hammered
gotta
or
do
is that
like
something that I've made up?
Sully, what the pilot?
Yeah. I feel like I've made a lot of
Sully
jokes
wasn't
about Sully
hammered.
being hammered, and I don't know if they're actually true.
No, there I don't no, I think he was like he's like a hero that, like, landed in the Hudson
No,
River.
I
I
know,
don't
but
think he
I
was
thought he was
drunk.
drunk. Was Sully drunk?
I don't I don't think so. Man, I don't wanna what, we're gonna get sued if,
Let me see.
you know how litigious Sully is.
Let me see.
What are you finding? I did not
In the
hear that
movie,
aspect of the
Sully
story.
had one drink at a bar at one point. Um,
Oh, right. Right, but that was like a Clint Eastwood directed movie, like, he was trying to make sort of an anti-government point, I think,
okay, so no,
'cause they
there's a
were, like,
different movie
investigating
about a pilot played by Denzel Washington,
yes, called
loosely
Flight.
inspired by Sully,
Yeah.
and Denzel Washington's
Really?
character was drunk, or it might be a different actual guy. Um, but this is a
Yeah,
character
I
played
didn't
by
know. Yeah.
Denzel Washington in a movie that might be
Mhm.
loosely inspired by Sully or came out around the same time.
I think it just came out around the same time.
Also, am I
I
way
don't know if
too
I wanna.
loud?
Yeah. A little, yeah, you're okay.
Okay, we'll
Maybe
deal with it
just a
on the
touch.
break. Listeners, I'm going to be
Yeah.
too loud until we take a break, which is after this story.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, so
Right.
apologies to Sully. Thank you for
Which
listening.
is yeah.
Next time I see you, I'll buy you a
Yeah.
shot.
We had him scheduled as a guest for
I
next
think we
week,
can
and
still get him.
now we're probably you think so?
Yeah.
Uh, researchers found that a diverse coterie of species previously noted by scientists to have adapted to, rather than avoided, ethanol in their
Oh,
diets.
we're still doing this story. Sorry.
Yeah. From chimpanzees to tree shrews, and concluded that ethanol
All right,
has shaped the
chimpanzees are
evolution.
fucking psychopaths and do not need alcohol. That I will say.
No.
Chimpanzees are fucking psychos.
Mhm.
They need
Has shaped
fentanyl.
evolution of has shaped the evolution of many. Yeah. Ketamine. They need to look inside. Need something hallucinogenic to some
I don't think
introspection.
I don't.
Why?
If you give chimpanzees hallucinogens, you get the fucking Manson cult.
I guess that's true. Why is it always the genitals you go for? Uh,
Because
has shaped the
they
evolution
lose
of.
their will to live. They lose their will. You were asking like you were a chimpanzee's therapist. I thought you were asking the actual
Yeah.
question
No.
because
I
it makes them
Yes.
fight back less, and then they also bleed out.
Yes. Right. No.
Got a lot
Yeah.
of veins in your
I
dick.
understand. Yeah. Evolutionarily, like, yeah. Can I get through the sentence?
Yes.
uh, and concluded that ethanol has shaped the evolution of many species and structured symbiotic relationships among organisms. Uh, moving away from this anthropocentric view that ethanol is just something that humans use, said Dr. Kimberly Hawkins, a behavioral ecologist at the University of Exeter. It's much more abundant in the natural world than we previously thought. Most animals that eat sugary fruits are going to be exposed to some level of ethanol.
Hmm.
Ethanol first became abundant around 100 million years ago. Flowering plants began producing sugary nectar and
We all
fruits
know
that
how
yeast can
ethanol
ferment.
became abundant 100 million years ago. We
Sure.
don't need to go
Yeah.
into this shit.
Right. Who does? Yeah. Okay. We'll get so. Uh, it's usually 1 to 2% alcohol, but some concentrations can be as high as 10.2%.
That's crazy.
That's yeah.
That's
That's like
like not that
that's a
much. That's like it's like a beer, like a strong beer.
yeah. Well, 10%. That's a real strong beer. I think like
It's like a
most
barley
beer, like
wine.
like your what typical lager is like 4%,
Yeah.
between 4 and 5, I think. So these guys are skipping right to the hard stuff. Uh, while animals had already harbored genes capable of metabolizing ethanol before yeast began producing it, there's evidence that evolution has since fine tuned this ability for mammals and birds that consume fruit and nectar. So they've evolved to be able to handle their liquor.
Good for them.
Um, yeah, from an ecological perspective, it's not advantageous to be
I'm sorry. So
inebriated.
these birds,
Yeah, no,
they've
but
evolved to fly while absolutely hammered. You know who
that's
that
the point
reminds me
this guy's
of?
making. Yeah, Sully. Denzel Washington in that one movie. Yes, from an ecological perspective, it is not advantageous to be inebriated as you're climbing around in trees or surrounded by predators at night. That's a recipe for not having your genes passed on. That's Matthew Carrigan, molecular ecologist at College of Central Florida.
You know what else is a recipe for not having your genes passed on? Being a
Hmm.
molecular ecologist at the University of
At
Central Florida.
Central Florida, yeah. Hmm.
No, just kidding. He probably fucks.
Sorry. Oh,
He's
absolutely.
probably
He's
pointed to
studying
this
drunk
article. He's like,
animals,
I'm in the
dude.
Independent. They interviewed me.
Right.
Wanna
No,
wanna
no. He's
ecologize some of my molecules, babe?
you want to metabolize some ethanol and procreate. It's the opposite of humans who want to get intoxicated but don't really want the calories. Non-humans want the calories, don't really want inebriation. That seems like kind of a judgment.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe they want both. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe some of them do want it. So what they're saying is we do need to think about like there is a market maybe for skinny girl margaritas for birds.
Uh-huh. Absolutely. Um, yeah. Story goes on. Researchers ethanol consumption could carry several benefits for wild animals. In addition to being a source of calories, ethanol could also have medicinal benefits,
Yeah,
the scientists said. Yeah,
it's
I
good
mean,
for
sure.
you.
Like, yeah, when you're
I think doctors say
have the
you should have like 1 to 11 beers a day
mhm,
because it's
yeah,
good for like your circulation or whatever.
I think so. And if you have like a runny nose, you drink a fifth of whiskey.
Yeah, or eat spicy food.
Yeah,
Both.
clears it right up. Um, I'll uh I'll skip to like the more interesting parts of this. Fruit flies intentionally lay their eggs in substances containing ethanol, which protects the eggs from parasites. And fruit fly larvae increasing their ethanol intake when they become parasitized by wasps. Yeah. And who hasn't been
Well,
parasitized
I
by
mean,
a
listen, when
wasp?
you're single in Brooklyn,
Right. And then the first thing you think is, man, I need to
I
get a
gotta
drink.
stay away from these NYU grads.
Of course, cognitive side, it's been put forward that ethanol can trigger endorphin and dopamine, relaxation, why people do it. Um, then some cases, insects appeared to point, in some cases in insects appeared to point to a social link with ethanol consumption. In a 2012 study, male fruit flies were found to increase their alcohol consumption after being rejected by a mate.
Well,
While
listen,
females of a closely related species were found to be less selective in their choice after consuming alcohol.
we know that.
So fucking fruit flies are at it, man.
Man, like that's fucked up. That's fucked up because fruit
Right,
fly listeners, if she rejects you, don't fucking
right.
don't fucking turn to the bottle.
They'll
Turn to the
no.
kettlebell. Go to the gym. Get in
Uh-huh.
your
Yeah,
squats, and you will have an ass that she cannot reject.
right. There's more fruit flies in the, I don't know, forest. I guess I
Unironic
don't most
advice.
of the fruit flies
I
I
think
see are in
male
my
or
kitchen.
female, if you've like gotten rejected by someone, especially someone you did not
Mhm.
know existed 2 months ago or more, like,
Right.
and you're upset
Yeah,
about it, what that means is you have too much free time. And like
yeah.
genuinely like find a thing to do and you won't have the time to think about that shit.
Which is ironic because you don't generally think of fruit flies as having an abundance of free time.
Well, the
Like, they
24
live
hours
for,
go slower when it's
like,
your
2
whole life.
days or so. Yeah, yeah. Right.
They're alive for
Um,
24 hours and
yeah.
spend 12 of them hammered. Reminds me of
Shit.
Sully.
Man, we're we're gonna get sued. We still haven't incorporated as a business, so, like, we're on the hook
Yeah, that's true. So
to us
I'm gonna get
personally.
sued.
Right.
Parody non
Well, no, I
actionable,
don't
parody non actionable, parody not actionable.
right. I don't have any money. I have all these parking tickets I gotta deal with.
Yeah, it's true. You can sue Jason for his parking tickets.
Right. Got a nice stack of them for you. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Then it talks a little bit about humans and our love of alcohol, and how that probably comes from us evolving from primates. You smell that alcohol, that ethanol, and you think delicious, ripe fruit.
Mm-mm. Yeah, that's why I like Captain Morgan so much, honestly.
Yeah, you like that
Yeah,
fruity.
exactly. But there is a lot of fruit and alcohol in general, though. That's how they fit 99 bananas in such a small bottle.
I always wondered that.
I've never had. I see
Um,
99 banana. Has anyone who's not like a really late stage alcoholic ever had that? Because I only ever see the giant buckets, and I never see like college students buy them. You know?
I don't
It's
know.
always like a 90-year-old
Yeah,
man
I
that
don't.
takes out his ID and he's 32.
Right. Um, yeah. No, I don't know. I I can't do the fruit stuff anymore. Like, I don't even want a margarita.
See,
Like,
with if it's real
it's
fruit, it's
it's just
fine. If it's like
ugh.
a real like margarita with like fresh
Mhm.
lime and stuff like that, I don't like I don't really like cider because it's too sweet.
The syrupy,
Yeah, and
yeah.
I don't like syrupy sweet. But if it's like a margarita or like a paloma, I like a paloma.
I do like a Paloma.
Even a tequila
Alright,
sunrise sometimes.
yeah. Okay, I like those. So I guess I made a liar of myself.
Yeah, yet again, CIA
Right,
agent
right.
Jason Strong lies on the
Yeah.
podcast.
I like to keep you guessing. Man, what's his bar order? I
Makes
don't
me
know.
wonder what else
He's
you lied about.
uh-huh.
John Benet Ramsey, maybe.
I'm I'm really like 8 squirrels, uh, standing on top of each other in a human suit here
Man,
to
some fat fucking
throw
squirrels.
you off the trail. Wow! I guess that's true. I do weigh significantly more than 8
Yeah, that
squirrels.
is not a lot of squirrels
I was
for a
gonna
grown
say,
man to
no,
be.
that is not, no. It gets harder losing weight as you get old, dude. You'll find out.
Just start doing meth.
Oh,
Start
yeah,
smoking
you're right.
cigarettes, doing meth.
Yeah.
We need to start a Patreon to get you on Ozempic. Ozempic's like $100 a month, I think. So like we start a Patreon to get you on Ozempic, and then gold
Look,
tier is I also go on
it's
Ozempic.
I was gonna say the like, let's not paint a inaccurate picture of, like, if I wanted Ozempic, I can go to my doctor and get it. Like, my doctor has not recommended it for the problem isn't that I somehow can't get it. It's that, uh, it's not I don't really need it at the moment. At the moment. Now, the holidays are coming up,
Exactly,
so
that's what I'm saying. I just think if we want you to, we've talked about this before. The ultimate goal of the
Mhm.
podcast is to get you to show dick on the Patreon that we haven't started yet.
Right. Mhm.
We're a year behind on that goal, but we just want you to get cut in
Sure.
both senses. We want you to take Ozempic, and we're going to circumcise you
Oh, shit.
at the same time.
Oh, wow. Man, that'd be,
You'll be losing your
that'd be
foreskin
a
and
hell
your
of a day.
appetite on the same day.
Right. Then what am I gonna do with the foreskin? No, yeah, I'm comfortable with myself. I would be considered a bear. Well, I am considered a bear.
So what you're saying is you want to remain uncircumcised.
That's right, just like a bear.
You know, maybe this is
Yeah,
like maybe I'm saying this because I'm Jewish, but I do think uncircumcised dicks do look a little bit like tiny Klansmen
a little, yeah.
because they got the hood
I
up.
mean, not to yeah. I'm actually circumcised. I feel aren't most I don't know. I wasn't really asked, so
Yeah, I mean, I think most American men are circumcised. Um, if you sign up for the platinum tier on the Patreon, Jason or I will
mhm,
circumcise you. And if you sign up at the double
mhm,
platinum tier, we'll both do it at the same time, different hemispheres.
mhm. Yeah. It's kind of a yeah, results in kind of a unique look, but,
Yeah. it's a
you know, it's a conversation piece.
it'll be business in the front, party in the back.
Party in the back, yeah,
All
exactly.
right. Let's get to the next story.
Um, alright. What, and I forgot what the next one we were gonna do was.
Podcasters botch
Uh,
circumcisions.
I know. I'm just so thrown with all the, circumcision talk. Um, our next story comes to us from Euro News.
No, all right, so now we got to set the scene again because now we're in broader Europe. What's a country in Europe? It's not England or Germany.
Germany.
We already have done
Oh,
Germany.
shit. France,
Ah,
Italy.
oui, you want to come to France because we're in Euro News. You Americans do not understand the glory of the French people enjoying a croissant, drinking a glass of wine, losing your virginity to a macaron. You would not understand.
Sorry, did you say macaron or Macron?
Mac-
Like the
macaron,
prime
the
minister?
pastry.
Uh, gotcha.
Lost my
Okay.
virginity to it. You
Okay.
microwave it. I hear you asking, how did you do that? Is that what you just asked?
Well, I I was thinking
Well,
they're a
so
little
yeah, so
small
yeah,
too,
so
right?
what you
Did
do
you
is
use like the whole pack or
you microwave it for about 10 seconds. You add 2 or 3 droplets of
sure.
water. You smash it up just
Mhm.
a little bit, kind of like how you Americans say, because you guys still allow the Judum, the latkes, the potato pancakes that the guys with the funny hats have on the Hanukkah. You make it look kind of like that, but a macaron, and then you
Mhm.
smash your dick into it. Oh,
Mm.
croissant.
All right. That not at all offensive, and certainly your accent at the end didn't sound like you were from the Netherlands and had a head injury.
That's where the French accent comes from.
Oh, oui, oui.
Omelette du
Um,
fromage.
mhm. Now I totally forgot where I was. Euronews, Johnny Johnny Wolfes wrote this. Thousands go to fake AI invented Dublin Halloween parade.
Oh, so glad we set the scene for France then.
I know. Like, yeah, yeah.
Man.
I'm
So
not.
so
I'm not
if
doing the
thousands of
French.
people showed up, it is a real parade though. Like once they're there, you could walk down the if enough people walk down the street, it's a parade. That's what I'm saying.
I don't. Or no, I don't disagree. But like when you go to see a parade, you're not. There's a difference between like watching it and being a part of it.
That's the problem. This is a fucking leech mentality. Read Ayn Rand.
Okay.
Read Atlas
Okay.
Shrugged.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah, no, you're right. That's something in objectivism, yeah, like be your own
Be
parade.
your
I think
own
that's
fucking Dublin Halloween parade.
mhm,
It's what Ayn Rand said.
right. No to collectivization, yes to marching
It's
bands.
on it's an Atlas Shrugged too. Atlas Shrugged. My pussy smells weird.
Oh man, you really took that in a direction I wasn't expecting.
Sometimes you gotta subvert
I
expectations.
no, no, no. I mean, just Russian. Who knows?
It's that borscht scent.
I mean, yeah,
Man,
I
we're
can't
really
can't
offending all the white ethnicities and also Sully today.
right. The parade. God damn it! The parade was announced by My Spirit Halloween and attracted thousands of Dublin locals
So is that were they
gathered.
pretending it was like a spirit do they have spirit Halloween in Europe?
I'm gonna say no because yes, this is like spirit. Like
Well,
yeah, My Spirit
well, what I'm wondering is
Halloween.
if it was like a social media page that was made to trick boomers into thinking. So I'm looking up Spirit Halloween. Uh, da, 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 1,600 plus locations.
Are there any in Dublin?
I think only in the US and Canada. There's
Okay,
also a movie. There's a
really?
Spirit Halloween horror movie. It's not very good.
Like it's about Spirit Halloween, or it's like produced by
Spirit, it's
them?
called Spirit Halloween the movie. It came out in 2022. It
Wow,
stars Christopher Lloyd and Rachel Leigh Cook
holy shit!
and follows three middle schoolers who find themselves locked in a haunted Spirit Halloween store on Halloween nights. The first problem here And I don't want to criticize the casting because Christopher Lloyd is a legend, but I don't think he's going to pass for
Huh?
middle school.
No, I think, yeah, that's gonna be either some heavy practical effects or a lot of CGI.
Yeah. So let's
Yeah,
see. Yeah. So it's just like a random horror movie. Um, it was shot on. It made $81,000.
yeah.
That is
Hmm.
not gonna get you Christopher Lloyd's paycheck back.
No, certainly not.
All right, we should
He
get
has a
back to the
special
actual
voice.
story. So what I was saying is maybe My Spirit Halloween was to trick people into thinking
Mhm.
it was Spirit Halloween. You're saying you don't think that's the case,
I think it was just to trick people.
right?
I think it just happened to be they just happened to name it My Spirit
Oh, that's
Halloween.
interesting.
Uh, yeah, but there is no Spirit Halloween stores in Europe and Ireland, apparently. Um, Attracted thousands of Dublin locals to gather along a route from Parnell Square to Temple Bar for an event
I've been to
supposedly
Temple Bar.
organized. Have
Yeah,
it
it's a cool bar.
in
Yeah,
Dublin? Cool. Now I want to go. Organized by Galway Arts Ensemble Machness. It was only after the Halloween fans arrived that it became clear that the website had made the entire parade up. My Spirit Halloween is a Pakistani hosted website that creates AI generated news.
that is
When the
such a
website
weird
turned,
that's like a weird one to do. But I guess it worked. Like I guess it did clearly draw a lot of clicks.
it got, yeah, yeah, the website churned out the fictional parade, made its way through search engine optimization onto multiple news and social media sites, spreading the fake news. Many
Damn.
people came dressed up to enjoy the non-event, and the Gardaí, Gard, I can't do a like Celtic accent. Irish police force had to disperse the gathering. So is this website like? Is this like a money making thing? Do you like? Well, I guess if you
I
generate
probably
like
yeah, because
ads,
if you
right?
get ad clicks, maybe I don't think it's like pure chaos. But I think it is a lesson for our audience, which is like if you didn't hear it here, it's not real.
That's right. We will be the ones to tell you where the parades are.
Exactly. That's why we have our new segment, list of parades happening around the world this week.
Right. Uh-huh.
Just read
It's 17
straightforwardly
hours
with
long.
no
Uh-huh.
jokes.
Right. Yeah.
No jokes, no interjections. We each
Uh-huh.
switch off and read them. We don't edit it.
Uh-huh. Right. Um, quote, please be advised that contrary to information being circulated online, no Halloween parade is scheduled to take place in Dublin City Centre this evening or tonight. The official social media account of the police posted.
Man,
But that's yeah, all those
I feel like
gathered
the
on
police
Connell.
really do bank on everybody following the cops on Twitter. Like they post all this shit and it's like I don't know anyone who's like following the cops.
Right.
Like
I
what it
guess
seems like
that's
when I'm on the
true.
subway, I'll see these things like follow the MTA on Twitter. Why?
That's a good point. Yeah, I don't know. And they're still using Twitter, X,
Yeah,
see
of course.
whatever.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know if they,
No, the MTA did not
what
care to
switched.
protest. The MTA did
Gotcha.
not go to Blue Sky.
Um, Crowds were so huge that the Lewis Tram network that runs through Dublin City Centre faced disruption across two lines, putting the red and green lines out of service for half an hour. While this has
That
been
is way too
largely
many
received,
people to show. Why are you even going
it's
to
a
a
lot
parade
of
in
people.
2024?
I like parades.
Eh,
You're not a
you've
parade
seen
guy?
one parade, you've seen them all.
Yeah, I don't know. I finally got to march in a parade last year or this year.
Nice.
It was cool.
It was a
Yeah.
parade. That's good because I've gotten offers to march in like some rallies, but
Yeah. I guess yeah. I don't yeah. I'll leave that one be. Um, yeah, there's been no public suggestion that the My Spirit Halloween site was acting with malicious intent. Nevertheless, the ability for an AI generated fiction to be placed online as fact and then touted across the internet to influence the public is concerning.
Yeah, no, I'd
Uh,
agree. That's
my
scary stuff.
my Spirit Halloween website, hosted in Pakistan, but claimed to be based in Illinois,
Either way,
posted the
probably not a good
information early
source
in
for
the narrative.
Dublin-based parades.
That's true. Yeah. Largely gone unnoticed, if not for the parade's news being picked up by TikTok users who posted about the fake event and spread awareness of it.
Hmm.
Yeah, so kind of a cautionary tale. Again, be careful where you get your parade
Yeah, and
news.
my Spirit Halloween, it's not accurate. It's not accurate.
No,
Spirit Halloween the
yeah,
movie, absolutely accurate.
yeah,
That is
spot on.
that is a
That's
list
why.
of
That's
real
why.
events that happened to Christopher Lloyd
Mhm,
specifically as a human being.
mhm. Well, that's why it did so poorly. It was just so like
It
raw.
was too true to
You know,
life.
it was a real exactly like it made people uncomfortable to just have to like absorb that much
I
honesty.
think one of the hard things, like I mean, one of the true horrors that I think like is kind of left unexplored in a lot of horror films. Us was one of the few recently that did it, and even that was a few years ago now. Is like
Yeah,
the fact that living in the Western world, we know that everything good that we have comes at the expense of somebody else. All of the technology I'm recording this podcast on was like
right.
mined by
Mhm,
child labor. Everything I
uh-huh,
own is like destroying the environment. Like the
mhm,
neighborhood in Brooklyn
right.
I live in has become unaffordable for other people, so I could live, it's et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Gentrification.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm,
And I think
yeah.
that people were really forced to confront that when they watched the Spirit
Mhm.
Halloween movie.
This yeah, yeah. Yeah, it was ahead of its time.
Yeah, they called it the Blood Diamond of 2022. All right, guys,
Right.
we are going to take a quick break and then we will be right back with another story.
Right.
All right.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm going to lower.
All right. Our final story comes to us from Metro. Again, what? Wait, all of our stories this week have been from the UK.
Oh, man. And I already set the scene for the UK. Guess I could do it
Yeah.
again if you're asking. Oh, hello, Governor. Welcome to Uncle Billy's pub. Fancy a pint of cow piss? Would you like our special
That-
dinner? Roast potatoes and horse cum pie?
a plate of congealed blood.
Mm-mm-mm.
I wasn't even trying to do an accent that time. Um, yeah. Metro by Sarah Hooper. Mystery footprints appear at coffee shop haunted by soldier from 1800s.
Man. At,
Josh Darien and his wife Kima Miller, both 31, bought a coffee shop in Opelika, Alabama
oh, so this is back
in
in
April
Alabama, okay.
2023. It is,
Oh, so
yeah.
this is a racist
So,
soldier.
yes, as we will come to find out. Uh, yes, but this is a story from Europe about an American
That's
ghost.
how you know it's legit.
That's right.
International
Well,
intrigue.
and yeah, right, and I think also it shows, you know, uh, how cowardly, frankly, and ineffectual the American media has become that we can't even cover our
Yeah,
own
what are we
ghosts.
talking
You
about
know
this year? Presidential elections? There are ghosts in Alabama.
exactly. Yeah, this is important shit. In the first week of owning the coffee shop, Joshua claims that he started hearing rustling noises in the back office when nobody else was in. Joshua said that whenever he's in the shop alone to open up or close, he can hear footsteps going from the main office to the counter.
Hmm.
On September 5th, 2024, at 5:42 a.m., a member of staff was in the shop alone when they saw a soldier walking towards them before disappearing.
Like yeah. I just feel like I feel like it could also just be a weird fucking guy. I don't know. It's a weird guy in a Confederate
Right,
uniform. It's Alabama.
right. Well, and also, okay, um, you're a barista, a baristo,
Mhm.
whatever, and you show up, you know, for the morning rush. You're there bright and early, brewing the coffee,
Yeah.
making the grounds. I don't know, steaming the milk, coffee stuff,
Yeah.
and you see a guy walking around. Are you finishing your shift? Like, I'm going the fuck home.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, "Fuck this."
No, this is crazy. Like, what the? But anyway, Joshua, a business owner and paranormal investigator from Opelika, Alabama, said, "We have experienced strange activity ever since we bought the place. Within the first week of the shop, I kept hearing the sound of rustling noises in the office. The building was built," the quote continues, "the building was built in the 1800s, so I thought it might be wiring, but no, I have continuously heard the noise ever since.
I was gonna say, I
We've
feel like
seen a
if you buy
figure."
a building from the 1800s, you could probably assume they've updated the wiring at some point.
You're right. Yes, I would hope so.
It's not like, "Oh, there's
We've
no
seen it.
gas lamp to connect this to."
Right. Uh, we've seen a figure walking around the shop when nobody has been in, and I've seen unexplained boot prints on the floor. Now, again, you see a person walking around in your shop, like, I don't
If
know,
I own it, I'm gonna be like, I guess I'd be like, "Hey, get the fuck out of
what
here.
the fuck? Right.
We're closed."
Not, well,
At the very least,
well,
can I help
I guess,
you?
uh-huh.
And then unexplained boot prints,
Joshua,
you can't track every boot print.
yeah,
If you,
yeah.
it seems like business is not going well if there is such a thing as unexplained
They
boot
have the
prints.
free time.
Because
Right.
if, like in a successful coffee shop, if I were to go to my favorite coffee shop right now, like not even
Mhm,
right now, but like at the end of the day, and be like track every
mhm.
boot print and be like, who do you think that was? There's far too many. They can't do that.
Exactly.
If they have
Right,
like nine
right.
customers a day, you can be like, why is there a tenth type of boot?
Uh-huh. Yeah. And I also like a business owner and paranormal investigator. Which came first, I wonder?
Yeah, I feel like probably.
Dude,
Think he
like
probably might be. This might have been a. He's probably not very good at running an actual coffee shop, and he's like, let's make sure there's a ghost.
right. By default, he becomes a paranormal investigator if, there's a ghost in a
In the
shop.
3 weeks since I learned what coffee is, there have been so many paranormal events in here.
Right. Right. Yeah. All he's doing is he's, picking up the, box of coffee from Panera, and then when people order a coffee, he just goes in the back and pours it in a mug, and then depending on, whether they order, like a fucking latte or a, espresso, he puts whipped cream on it or he doesn't. He's like, "Oh, but ghosts." Joshua purchased the coffee shop in April 2023 after the previous owner didn't wanna own a coffee business. That's
Oh man.
so
Why then don't buy
like
one. Don't
like,
have
"I'm
one.
out, I'm out."
How do you accidentally you don't like you I just assume that this is like a choice. You buy a coffee
Right,
business or you don't.
yeah. Dude, so, you haven't been in Brooklyn, it's only been, what,
2.5 months.
4 months? But yeah, um, but here on my street, I've noticed because 'cause I've been here about, shit, 4 years. There'll be a restaurant
Hmm.
or a coffee shop, it goes out of business, and then they open another restaurant or coffee shop. You just think like, "Okay, well, if the other one didn't do well, why do you think yours will?"
Yeah, well, I mean, New York is different because like it's the issue is not foot traffic.
Mhm.
Like in Denver and in a lot of places, there are like places that people just don't really go, and it's hard to have like a restaurant in a place that people don't want a restaurant. In New York, most places
Sure.
like people will put somewhere to eat unless you're like really kind of in some of these outskirt areas.
Yeah. No, I get that, but, yeah, I just think it's wild. But yeah, they did wanna own a coffee business, huh?
Yeah, don't then
Uh,
don't.
Good. No, he didn't. He was like, "No, fuck coffee." He's getting into, I guess, tea or I don't know.
Time to start my new business, alcoholic Gogurt.
Uh-huh. Right. Ever since he owned the property, Josh said he's experienced paranormal activity, including figures moving across the room, unexplained footprints, and noises. I feel like this article is now just sort of repeating
Yeah,
itself,
we already said this.
like three times. Yeah. Uh, he said, seems to pop up around July. We constantly hear footsteps no matter what time of day. I could be by myself to open up or close up, and I can hear footsteps going from our office to the
You
counter.
know, this is why these ghosts have all this fucking unfinished business. Is like, what do you mean you're only showing up in July? You have all of eternity. Show up every day.
Oh, like it's like goofing
Yeah,
off.
like
It
what are
has
you on an
to
11-month vacation? Is
avenge
this
its
your is
death
this
or
no wonder why
right.
this is being reported on like it's Europe.
Yeah, ghosts there have a different work ethic.
Oh, absolutely.
Uh, yeah. We've had a little office window that connects our main floor to the office, and I saw a shadow figure poke its head out of the window when no one was in there. Again, happens to me, I'm going home.
Yeah.
Like I'm done for the day.
Yeah. I mean, if you own the
Like
coffee
I'm
shop
out.
versus if you work at the coffee shop is the difference, though.
Well, right, but I guess either way, what I'm saying is I wouldn't be so cavalier about, huh?
Well, he's
Oh,
also
there's
a
a shadowy
paranormal
head.
investigator, which I know we are as well.
Oh, that yeah, no, that's
So we
true.
have
We
to stay
do.
in the line of duty.
Yeah, as a profession, we have ice water in our veins, and it takes a lot more than a shadowy Confederate soldier head
Exactly.
to run us off from our coffee brewing duties.
Yeah.
Uh, Joshua said the most significant activity that he can't explain happened was when a milk carton exploded. He said, "We sorry, we we had some expired milk
All
I
right, so
put
you
towards
shouldn't
the back
have
of the
that.
office
That's the first.
and, and forgot about it."
Don't admit that in the article, please.
2 days later, 2 days later, my wife came up to me and said I had a mess in the back that I needed to clean up.
Really shouldn't be your wife's job. Um,
I thought
so here's the
the
thing
milk
about this two
was
days later
already
story.
expired.
I have some expired
Uh-huh.
milk in my fridge right now that I got to take care of. I just got to
I
clean
do
out my
too.
fridge.
Mhm.
Doesn't it
Right.
takes a little more than 2 days? If your milk is exploding, I really do think this solidified to me.
Right.
This guy is full of shit. There is no ghost, and he is running a very bad coffee shop.
Yes, I agree. I thought the milk had just expired and exploded, as it does, I guess. Maybe milk's different in Alabama. Um, but as I picked up the gallons, there was a boot print on the carton. It was an old army boot or something. Nobody in our shop has ever worn combat boots. I
Right.
find
So
that
again,
hard to
like,
believe.
aren't there
At a coffee shop,
people wear
no,
like a lot of
no
different
one
types
wore
of
their
shoes?
Doc Martens,
Yeah.
right?
People buy the cheapest shoes to go to like work in kitchens a lot of the times if shoes are cheap and sturdy, and that means going to a military surplus store and getting combat boots a lot of the time.
Yeah. Hmm. No, yeah, it's exploding. I'm sorry.
That is insane.
Right. I've definitely
And
I
spend
okay,
less
so I
time
I'm
investigating footprints like your fucking Batman Arkham Asylum detective vision. Spend less time doing that and more time like looking at the expiration date on your milk.
right. Stay on top of your dairy. I mean, I've definitely like I've had I've gone on vacation with and left, milk that was expired or
Yeah, of
about to,
course, it
a
happens.
day and come back and yeah, like sometimes the carton is sort of bloated, like whatever gas, but I feel like it would have like you say, it would have to be a really long
Yeah,
time to
like a
actually
year.
explode. Yeah. During the American Civil War, warehouses in the town were converted into Confederate supply depots. After a raid on the town, many soldiers lost their lives, so Joshua
All
suspects
right.
the coffee shop is being haunted by a soldier.
All right, listen. Like, I think we can say whatever we want because they're Confederate soldiers. So, like, fuck these guys.
Fuck
If
these,
it's the
yeah,
Civil War and you die in a supply depot, you're a bitch.
you're doing something wrong.
You're a little bitch.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
you're.
It's a little bitch boy
Mhm.
ghost.
Yeah.
No wonder they're staying at work at the
He
coffee shop. Any fucking barista in Bushwick would destroy him, and not in the way that I
right.
want every barista in Bushwick to destroy me.
Oh, zing. Uh, he said, "This circles back to my barista telling me they saw boots and pants walking towards them. They were in the shop
that
alone at around
that sounds
5:40 in the
like
morning."
that's
Uh-huh.
just the name of your
Yeah.
coworkers at the coffee shop.
Boots and Hey, Boots, how was your weekend? Yeah, me and Pants hung out. We went to that we caught that new, metal show.
Being on the dating apps in
5
Brooklyn, everyone's names like Boots, Pants.
yeah, juice box. 5:40 in the morning when they saw a figure walking from the back office to the counter. They really wanna stress the route, I guess. Uh, Luckily, nothing has presented itself as threatening towards us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, of course not. He died in a supply depot.
right.
You know what is
Yeah,
threatening
he's not a
towards
very
them?
good ghost, I guess.
The
What's
percentage
that?
of restaurants that fail in their first year, which is going to include this one,
Mhm.
because clearly he does not know how to run a fucking coffee shop. I would not drink coffee
No,
from here. I think he's full of shit. I very rarely say this. I think he's full of shit.
yeah. So you're doubting the the ghost
When
story.
the milk exploded, I doubted the ghost story.
Yeah,
This is something
no,
designed
I
for an
think so.
Alabama health inspector to believe it.
Right. He's writing it up, you get the
Yeah,
F,
he's like, oh,
gotta
really?
gonna tape it on the door. "No, no, no, it was ghosts, I swear. Ghosts put all these rats in here and, uh, all the, expired, dairy
Nah, I'm just
products."
kidding. Alabama doesn't have
Yeah,
health inspectors.
no. Um, but yeah, there we have it. It's, some interesting stories this
What
week.
a week. What a
Some
wild week. You know, such good
ghosts.
times
Yeah,
were had by all. We learned what did we learn about?
I don't
What did we learn about Jason?
uh, animals,
Drunk
drunk
animals,
animals,
yes.
animals
Sully was a
drinking,
raging alcoholic.
uh, um,
Sully is probably listening to this
the
hammered while flying a commercial flight right now.
there's a, Spirit Halloween movie,
Yep. Excellent movie. 10 out of 10.
uh-huh, and, what don't, we learned maybe some, got some advice on some proper, dairy handling
Yeah, exactly.
techniques.
And you know what? We couldn't do it without the power
Mm,
of fucking friendship, right?
that's
And
right.
you know
That's what
what?
makes it all
The
possible.
power of
Yeah.
friendship makes possible following us on social media. Jason, where can people follow you?
I'm on, Instagram and, what's
Yep.
TikTok? Under Jason V. Strong.
Yep.
And Andrew, where can people find you?
Andrew Michaels Comedy, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. And I'm also glad you asked. They can also find me in Midtown Thursday night, 7 p.m. at the Grizzly
Mhm,
Pear. I'm doing a 5-minute Saturday
mhm.
Laughing Buddha showcase. It's going to be fun. Going to be a bit of a post election comedy show. So moods might be a bit
Right,
off, but
right.
we're going to try to have a good time no matter what happens. Come through. You can find the
Sure.
ticket link to that in my Instagram bio by the time this comes up. And of course, you can also follow
Mhm.
the podcast Underworld News Tonight,
Yeah.
not only wherever you get your podcasts, but also on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. So definitely be
Mhm.
sure to check us out there. Um,
Yeah.
I know what you're thinking. I cannot wait for my milk bomb to finish building. I've been leaving
Mhm.
that milk in there for a year, 2 years, just to
Uh-huh.
catch a ghost. Just to catch a ghost
Uh-huh.
to see how it
Right,
goes. But be patient,
right.
live in the
Mhm.
moment. The milk will explode when you need it to explode, but in the meantime, it's all phantom time right now.
Thanks for listening.